live in Oakland right now, you have got to be asking yourself, why exactly do I pay taxes? What am I paying money for? The Oakland mayor just came out and told everybody in Oakland, explained to everyone why the police in Oakland were not going to be able to stop the rioters. And this is how bad it has gotten. Let me read what he says. He says, here's why he says he cannot stop the police department cannot stop the quote rioting anarchists is what the article is calling them. He says the police who are responsible for the safety of the crowds and our community during these protests are very often the targets themselves. Yes, that's their job. Their job is to stand in between the innocent citizen and the violent mob. That is what they are there to do. But I digress. He says, when they step in to stop the acts of vandalism while it's happening, when they step in while it's happening, they become the new focal point for the crowd, which can lead to an escalation of violence, not a decrease in vandalism. This is the very difficult set of circumstances we are dealing with. He goes on to say, but fear not. We want you to know that we are working hard to employ tactics that will prevent this from happening in the future. So
we need you to stop it right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, right now.
Is this real? It's from Zero Hedge. I mean, Zero Hedge has gotten stuff wrong before, but to have the quotes here, that's shocking. If that's true, that's shocking. I find it so, what they make fun of right now, like you read stuff out of Duffel Bag and some of The Onion, and a lot of this stuff is borderline so believable because you've heard similar things said in real life, and we've all seen and heard about the protests, and we saw in Baltimore where the police stood back and allowed businesses to be vandalized and buildings to be burned down. And you say, what are cops there for? They're just there for writing speeding tickets and showing up to domestic violence disputes? I mean, is that all they're there for? Are they only there to show up after the crime is committed? I mean, I understand. I give cops a little bit of latitude in understanding that they can't just be there every time a crime takes place. Much of what police officers do is after the fact, is in hunting down criminals or finding them after they've already done something wrong and making sure that they're brought in to face justice. But this is one of the rare situations, one of the rare circumstances that you could bring these guys out and actually do some good and protect the citizenry. Not only that, but let's remember, these guys have enough hardware and firepower to fight a war with. Oakland, this is your mayor. You happy with this? You satisfied with this level of leadership? You ought not to be. That's shameful. Like I said, I mean, I'm assuming this is true because it's coming out of Zero Hedge. But if it's not, then shame on me. But if it is, shame on you, Mr. Mayor. And shame on you, the citizens. The problem is none of these guys are armed. See, this would not happen in Kansas.
No.
It wouldn't.
Maybe one building would get burned down, but that's where it is.
That would be it, because everybody's got guns everywhere here. I mean, you've got guns in the back of your shop. You got guns in your car. You've got long guns, sniper rifles. I mean, it'd be about 15 minutes before any major riot would be quelled in this part of in this part of America, because everybody's armed. But out there, everyone relies on the police. The only people who have the guns are the cops. They've removed the ability for one to defend themselves, to defend their property, their home, their business from this type of action. And they always promised what? Well, the police are there. The government's there to protect you. But the government's not there. In fact, anytime you really need them, what do they say? Well, we can't get involved with that. That might turn violent.